And today in this recording, we'll be going over how to fill out and submit a grant application using SM Apply. As you can see here in front, you will see we have navigated to this website, which is our grant portal where you access grant applications. This is the landing page. As you can see here, there's a request for applications that is open currently. You can scroll down to learn more about it, but we'll get to that in a little bit. First, we have to log in. Now, this recording assumes that you've already been able to set up a login and account with SM Apply. Once you've logged in, you'll be asked to, once you set up your account, you'll be able to log in by just clicking here. The register button is, if you haven't, you click on register and you just follow the instructions. But as you can see here, I've already have an email set up here and my password that I set up. Hit login. Currently, I don't have any grant applications. If you want to see what grant application opportunities there are, click on View Programs. As you saw earlier, there's this Youth Re-Engagement Collaboration Grant. Click on More, and it gives you a little bit of summary there of about the grant. This is the same screen you would see before I logged in. At the very bottom, you'd see this screen as well. So you want to formally apply, you click on the green button here, Apply. There's a little bit more information now when it opens and when it's due. And this screen is what I refer to as your grant application, or maybe your applicant dashboard. From this screen, you can see what tasks have to be completed for your grant application, which are these right here, these two rectangles where I have my little pointer hand there over. You have this other button called Add a Collaborator. Is if you want to invite somebody to help you with filling out the application. You click on that and you fill in their email here in a little message, and then you hit Send Invite. Now keep in mind, you may want to let that person know that you sent them an invitation to collaborate on this grant application. Sometimes it may land in their spam and or their junk email, so be sure you follow up with them after you've added them. You have some other buttons here, Review and Submit. Right now they're not active because you have not started any of the tasks. Here you have a little bar that tells you, what tasks you have completed. This right here is what we often refer to as an SMA number, or your grant application number. The status of where you're at right now. Right now you're in an application stage. You have a preview button. So as you start to fill out your tasks and you get back to this dashboard, you can see a preview of what you filled out in your grant application. So currently you're 0% complete, and these are some of the questions. And as you can see, there's no response because it has not been filled out. You have the option to download it. You click on this button. Let's go back to the dashboard here. You have this application, your task activity, pretty much what have you done inside your grant application. It has a log. And then this here takes you back to the summary and description of the grant. That's where we were. So we're back here. So let's go ahead and get started. We have first complete task 1. Right now you cannot start. There's even a message there. You can't start task 2 yet. So there's a prerequisite, which is the applicant eligibility, as it says here. So let's click on that. Now you're taken to this screen, and this is, again, over here are your tasks on the left, 0 of 2 tasks. And right now what you're reading here is the instructions. Right? It may be different for different grant applications, but you can also easily hide them by just clicking here, hide, show, hide. And you also see another progress bar here. It tells you how far along you are in completing this first task. Right, so let's go ahead and just start, and I'll be inserting just dummy information, right? So we'll call this our organization name. Let's call it organization name. Completing, I'll call it Abe McTester. It says up here on my account name. So let's go ahead. Let's go pick something random, see what happens. There, if you hit clear, it just clears out the selection. Into the requirements, let's say I'm a school district. Let's hit next. And you'll see there was an error. Let me hide that. Please check your answers below and correct them before continuing. What that means is something wasn't filled out correctly. And as you can see here, there it is. I did not put an answer to this question. So I'm going to go ahead and put some dummy text in there just so we can move it along here. There we go. Let's hide this again. Try something. I guess I have another error. Let's see what the error is. Oh, I have too many words. So let's erase some of these. There we go. Yeah, so we got a crossing. Now we're 14% complete. So I'm just going to put some random information. Actually, let's play a little. Let's see what happens if I don't serve any youth. And I say yes. And the instructions. Again, the 52, I forgot. There we go. I've erased that. Should be within the word limit now. Let's hide the instructions. There we go. I got an attention saying I'm not eligible because I answered something, which was incorrect. Let me go back. To go back, you just hit the previous button. And let's put serves. And I understand. Let's go ahead and I should move on to the next set of questions here. Hide the instructions. Again, 29%. That's good. So here's a description of the services. Yes. Now, for some reason you're unable to complete it, you can always hit the save and continue editing button and then go ahead and log off. You can log off here, just log out. Then when you come back, it'll take you back to exactly where you were in your grant application. Yes. About halfway done with task one, a little more than halfway. Well, getting there. And here, okay, this is a review. So you can see it's kind of what I filled out. The name of the organization is right here. I put organization name, the entity type I chose, school district, and then eligibility used to be served, how I understand. Yes, yes. It's a kind of a review of what I filled out. This is the opportunity for you to be able to review that information. Then you confirm that you're eligible. Here it asks for the person who's authorized to submit this or fill out this grant application. I'm gonna go ahead and put AMIC tester. My title is let's write program manager. Date and time. So keep in mind, as soon as you fill this out, it keeps a timestamp of when you submitted your eligibility, right? There's some instructions here as well, which kind of let you know what you have to do. So here to review and edit, I can hit the previous button and go through all the previous screens, fill out the information. To save and move to task 2, save and continue editing, or I can hit next as well, either or. So let's go ahead and just follow instructions or to begin task 2. And you'll see in a little bit what I mean by unlock task 2. So I'm going to go ahead and click next. Hide the instructions. And then you see everything I filled out. Now, for some reason you think you made a mistake or something needs to get edited, it locks here. You'll have to reach out to the single point of contact, which is mentioned in the request for applications on our website. And you can find that usually here on our, here's the youth re-engagement, at least home. And right here is the RFA. When you can bring that up, and then what you'll see is the RFA, and here's a single point of contact on the front page and contact information below. Close that. Close this. Let's go back. So now we've completed task 1. One of 2 tasks have been completed, and now we'll move on to task 2. Click that. Again, you have instructions, hide, UEID number. So what we used to have for before was something called the DUNS number. And that's changed. So now what we're being asked to request is a UEID number. To find out what UEID number, you would navigate here. It's a hyperlink and it opens up a new page. And it provides you instructions on how to go ahead and access your UEID. Again, if you have questions, you can go ahead and reach out to your single point of contact, as I mentioned before. Just for the sake of this application, I'm just going to write 1, 2, 3, 4. Application title. The greatest grant title, I guess. Let's do that. Mailing address. Okay, it's going to be really quick here. 123 street, city. Marion. Yes. And I'll just copy and paste just for the sake of getting through this really quick. Same information over. Hit next. Hide the instructions. Wait, something wrong. Oh, I forgot to fill out the registration number. Actually. Okay, hide that. Name, again, for the sake of just getting through this, I'll just put in some fake information. And for the email, I'll actually put programming. I'll just copy this stuff over, all the other one, all the other fields here. So AMIC tester is going to also be the program manager and the fiscal manager and the primary application contact. Now, you're required to fill out all of these fields to be able to proceed with the rest of the application. There we go. So the phone numbers are put in. Email, and this email is important because the emails, once you submitted your grant application, the email, specifically this primary application contact for sure, is going to receive an email confirming that the grant application has been submitted. So it's very important that the right emails are provided. Now, again, I'm going to say, just like I said before, if you don't see an email shortly after you've submitted your grant application, be sure to check your spam or junk folder. If you don't see it in there, then it may not have been submitted. So I suggest you go back in, but this is towards the end. I'll go over this again in a little bit. Next. Youth population. All right, again, for the sake of speed, we'll go ahead and just copy dummy text for this first evaluation question. Next. Next. Also, another little thing you can do here is you can actually make this box a little bigger, this text box. So you can write more information and see what you're writing. 40% done, so paste, next. No, okay, getting close to finishing here. Now here you're being asked to upload a document, and this is regarding, let's see, re-engagement partners. Here's a sample of one. I'll go ahead and open it. Oh, I'm sorry, it's not, here it is, right here. It takes you to this page because the sample's right here on the attachment A. Click on that. Zoom in, and you can kind of see what it looks like. I'm sorry, that's a sample grant. I apologize. That's supposed to be a sample grant. It was supposed to be. There's a support. There it is, attachment G. For the sake of this, I'm going to go ahead and this recording, I'm going to download it, and this will be the attachment I'll use. Yours will look different. You'll have an actual one. I'm just going to use a sample. There you go. Next. More application questions. Close this window here. This window here too as well. Right, let's go ahead and put this information there. Now you're being asked to upload the budget template. So if you want to see what the template looks like, here's a hyperlink. Click on it, it gets downloaded. And it should open up. Give me a moment. There it is. I had to drag it over, but this is what it looks like. Yeah, enable and editing, then you fill it out. There's category definitions if you're curious about what each line item means, at least for us. Save that. Let me just go ahead and put it on my desktop here. Actually, we'll put it downloads. Look, there's one already in there, but that's fine. X. Okay, let's upload a file. There it is. Open. Obviously, you filled that out, but I'm going to go ahead and put apply 100,000. Next. Like this, instructions. Second, it's only 50 words, so let me erase some of that. Now it asks you to review the sample agreement, which is, I'm going to click on this, it's going to take me to the agreement. And there it is, this is what your sample agreement looks like. So we ask that you review this first. And then once you reviewed it, you click on that you reviewed it. There's additional information here. About these last few fields, make tester. What was that? I'm program manager. The date is today. Again, like I mentioned earlier, you'll be getting an email notification. And again, if it doesn't go in your email, it'll end up in your junk or spam. Maybe even something called a Clutterfield folder that some users have. But once you've done this, hit mark complete. Now, you're not done here. You completed filling out the application. But what's left to do is to submit it. When you submit it, that's when you'll get the email confirmation, and we will also be notified that you've submitted the grant application. So it's very important that you, after you hit that last complete button, after you completed the application, it's very important that you hit this green submit button. See, it's active now, right? If you don't hit that green submit button, we will not receive it and you will not have properly submitted your grant application. So here are all the answers that were filled out. You can review it. We recommend also not to wait until the very last day to submit this up, and do it with some time and planning in case there is something that needs to get changed. You can reach out to the single point of contact with some time so we can go ahead and get those changes made. Again, you hit submit and then you're pretty much done. And then if you want, you can review it again, kind of what you just did. but it's just only reviewing that task. But I don't have the need to review it, so I'm going to hit submit. And you submit it. And you see in this, it says right here, it's been submitted, you can view it. Now I'm going to try to show you here what the confirmation email looks like, just so you have an idea of what it'll look like in your inbox. There you have it. Name and title, the ID when it was submitted, and then the single point of contact, and then it hyperlinks to the information where you can find the RFA SPC. And there it is. And that completes a web tutorial for filling out a grant application using SM Apply. Thank you.